Well, I just have to get straight to the point. There are three unmistakable things that I can gather from what I saw in Virginia today. And I'm sure you guys have been paying attention to the news. And I was so moved by what happened in Virginia today that I felt like a recap video was absolutely needed here. And there are three unmistakable things that I saw from today. First thing I need to say, item number one, is that is what we should be doing as a pro Second Amendment community. My hat is off to everyone who was able to attend and everyone who was there. The entire day, there was tens of thousands of pro Second Amendment brothers and sisters in the crowd, armed in Richmond. Peaceful protest, peaceful rally. And it was nothing. Nothing happened in terms of the violence and the panic and the mayhem and the state of emergency and all this craziness that they were talking this up to be. There were no neo-Nazis there. KKK wasn't there. Nobody showed up. Yeah, how surprising is that? A bunch of law-abiding armed people in one condensed area. Yeah, it's kind of not a surprise there that you would not have this outbreak of this crazy violence and all this fear-mongering and panic that was said to, oh, this is going to happen. It's just going to be like Charlottesville, but worse. No reports of arrests, no reports of injuries. I have several friends who were actually there, some of my buddies in Virginia. They said on the ground they didn't see any neo-Nazis. There was no reports of anything. They didn't see any arrests. It was a peaceful demonstration, exactly how it should have been. And that's the next thing. This is exactly how we should be as a Second Amendment community. That is exactly what we should be doing. And the second item leading into that, I was talking with one of my great buddies today. See Eddie, giving you a shout out. And I said, this whole thing, it did not fit their narrative. And I think it would be untrue to say there were probably certain people that wanted this thing to become violent just so they could turn around and say, oh, see, look, this is what we were talking about. It didn't fit their narrative. And he said, rather astutely and correctly, he said, oh, it fit a narrative. You know whose narrative it fit? It was ours. That we've been saying all along that we are not the problem. We are not the agitators. Us, en masse, even with our own guns, as law-abiding citizens, we don't want to be the problem because we're not the problem. This is what we've been saying for all these years. I don't think he's wrong. And the third and final thing I have to say that is just unmistakable after what I saw today in Virginia is the gun control is not going to happen. It's over. It's not going to happen. Now, that's just a hunch, and that to me is just what I saw today. It is unmistakable to me. Now, that's not saying, the anti-gun politicians in Virginia, they've already said, the rally affects nothing. They're still going to continue on course. But effectually, if I got Virginia sheriffs out there with a sign that you saw in the beginning, that they are there at the rally, we have, I think it was over 95 counties now, are complete sanctuary counties. The chief law enforcement officers and law enforcement just will not enforce. In fact, they're showing up to the peaceful rally in support of the people, we the people, in our Second Amendment. Yeah, it's over, dude. It's over. If you were in favor of this happening to Virginia, effectually happening, this is over. The legal fight is not over. We got to keep going. But I'm just saying, the writing on the wall, I saw it today. I can see it. I can read it. This ain't happening. It's not going to work out. Now, again, they're going to continue. They are still committed, again, playing this game of chicken. They are still committed to trying to make this work. And even if it does pass, is it going to be enforced? No. Is it going to be effective? Absolutely not. Are they going to get what they want? No. And in fact, after what they saw today, there might be some politicians, not just in Virginia. And you saw one of the pictures was actually from Lansing, Michigan. that they were standing with Virginia today. And I saw even flags from basically every state in the crowd, including California. Yeah, despite what the Californians have gone through over the years, they're with you. And I'm glad to see that. A unified Second Amendment community to show up in peace, to have our voices be heard, and to do exactly what we knew was going to happen. It's a peaceful event. Nobody got arrested or hurt. Nothing happened because we are not the problem. If we were the problem, they would definitely know we were the problem. Let's put it that way. But I just wanted to make this recap video to say that it's not over. They're still going to be pushing for this. They're still going to try to do it. But what I have to say is it's been quite some time since I have felt this good about the direction of things in terms of the Second Amendment. It was awesome to see the peaceful protest, the demonstration, the rally. People from all walks of life were there. Gun owners and law-abiding people that just love their Constitution, want to retain their rights. And after what I saw today, I got to say I have not felt this good about Second Amendment related issues in quite some time. Actually, probably since Heller versus DC. Honestly, I don't think I've felt this good about anything Second Amendment related in a long time. What I saw today is proof to me. I see the writing on the wall. It's proof in the pudding for me that we're going to make it through. But we have to stay united. We got to stop the bickering and the infighting. We got to come together as one community, just like Virginians and others from out of state that descended upon Richmond today. We have to do that. Follow that example. That is what we should be doing. That is the right answer. And I have to commend everybody there, the Second Amendment brothers and sisters that were there, peacefully protesting, getting it done, unifying and uniting as one. People from other states either flying and showing up to Richmond or in their own state doing peaceful protests of a similar nature. This is how we win. This is how we do it, guys. I don't know what else to tell you, but I'm quite ecstatic. And I know there's still legal challenges and battles. The struggle's never going to go away. We're always going to have our opponents out there. And like I said, Virginia Democrats and politicians are still intent on pushing this through. But I'm just going to tell you right away, you know what? You don't need to be a rocket scientist to observe what we did today as a Second Amendment community. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to look at that and understand where this is going. In terms of these gun control laws, whether they make it through in Virginia, this is not going to work out the way they want it to. It's just not. I've already said in previous almanacs, I think that the concept of actually controlling firearms in our country between technology and how many are out there and things like we saw today, the cat's already out of the bag. This is over. It's a pipe dream. But especially after what I saw in Virginia, this is how we should be. That is the change that we want to see in the world. And our Second Amendment brothers and sisters that were there this day and were across other different states doing other similar demonstrations. Be the change you want to be in the world. We're taking that to heart. This is what we need to do, and I am so proud of everybody that was there. Wish I could have been there between work and everything else. It was not going to happen, especially this close to the SHOT Show, but January 20th is Lobby Day, and that is historically used on Martin Luther King Day to go ahead and demonstrate or peacefully protest, and I am so glad that we followed in his footsteps. This is exactly what we do as Americans. And that final picture that I showed was a protester, a demonstrator, a guy that was there that had a Hong Kong flag. And there was a reporter that asked him, "Why are you carrying the Hong Kong flag?" And he said, "Well, they're carrying our flag. It only seems fair." And that just made me so proud. Not only to be an American, but the fact that we are reciprocating. We hear you, Hong Kong. We see you. We see what's going on. We observe what's happening. We're watching. We care. And I would love to shake that guy's hand, the guy who brought the Hong Kong flag, because that's what I'm saying is freedom. These ideals that we held to be self-evident does not have to be mutually exclusive. It's not just to our country. These are human rights, human liberties with human dignity and freedom. These are things that don't necessarily need to exist only in one country. These are ideas that we can all rally behind. And I'm glad to see that. And I just had to say, as a quick recap video, that those who were there and those who weren't, this right here is how we should be. Unified as one family, one community, as Americans, as free citizens. Peaceful protest and let our voices be heard, and this is how we win over time. This was not what they said that they were panicking it was going to be. This is exactly what we wanted it to be. Mission accomplished. The fight is still on. In Virginia and elsewhere, there still are these legal challenges. But you know what? I saw today, looking at all the reports, reading all these articles, seeing what was going on. And I got to tell you, if you're in favor of gun control happening in the Commonwealth of Virginia, it ain't going to happen. It's over. Effectively, it is over from effectual enforcement of actually happening. You can sign whatever piece of paper you want to sign if it makes it that far, but this ain't happening. Let's put it that way. And politicians in other states might look at the events today and say, you know what, maybe this is not the topic that I want to try to take head on. Maybe this is not the community that I want to mess with, because they got a huge lobby group. They got all kinds of gun owners groups. They are a united coalition, and it's not about race or gender. There was everybody of every background there. It's about rights and freedom as Americans and free citizens. And I'm so proud of everyone who was there. So I figured I'd leave you with that. And quite honestly, like I said, I've never felt this good about anything Second Amendment related in quite some time. And I think this is exactly the right answer, and this is what we should be doing. Mr. Second Amendment, signing off. Keep up the good work.